Here she is. What's up, Perez? Perez, is this too much light? Because I am feeling brighter than the Christmas bulb. Oh, not me waving at her, not adding her. See, I'm losing it. All right. Okay. Oh, child. Yep, I got married. Wife. Girl.
Girl,
Why was I logged on to the wrong account?
I was sending you messages too. I was like, what is she doing? Because all the the telephone service is down.
What was going up with that today?
It's still going on. I tried to call your cell phone.
And it didn't
So,
ring.
nope, nothing.
This is ridiculous. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you good.
Okay, so I'm using my iPad so we can get better internet. Oh, and if you didn't connect to an internet, like it wasn't working, it wasn't happening.
I'm
I'm
always on
loving that. I like that better than this.
my shirts.
I see.
Women and film and entertainment.
I
Yeah.
know. Now you gotta be like this.
Well,
I know. I gotta show this shirt. Okay. Or is it too much light in here?
Nope, it's good.
Okay. So now, since I'm sucking up all the Wi-Fi, I'm gonna.
No, your Wi-Fi is good. Like it is really good.
Oh, really? See, that's
Really good.
because it's on something. Like that's ridiculous. It shouldn't have to be on something. Okay.
So did you say we're going live on?
You
Did you
can do
let
the
people?
intro, and I'm gonna go live and follow us on my. Oops, not go live. I need to follow us from my other account, right? Child, we got these kids, and now we don't know how to do nothing. Right now, I feel like Teddy Riley. Like, where is the assistance at? Where is the help? Oh, here it is. Okay. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't have to be on. So now I gotta put it on silent. So did you say? There. Okay. So we're good. I'm
Hold
making
on.
sure we gonna keep 2 followers. Okay, so today I'm not trying to be toasted. I need to be completely sober because the news that we have today is something serious. It's very, very serious. We're talking about Insecure, the finale. And I don't even know how we're going to jump right into it, but Tiki Meeko, jump right into it.
So this
Yes.
episode was called Low Key. What was it called? Low Key. What was this one?
Low key, lost.
See, I'm lost because I was so sad about this episode. There were so many different things that went on in this episode to leave us hanging for another year.
For a whole another year of 30 minutes. 30 minutes each time. There's no way they can dig deep into the story without changing it to 1 hour.
Yeah. So
Let's start off with
he
the
got that
happiness.
job. He got that
Happiness
job in
was,
San Francisco. That San Francisco treat.
oh,
He's
she
gonna be
bought that
taking.
plane ticket and hopped on the board to San Francisco because I
She
know
said,
she didn't drive 8 hours.
"Who?
Issa, weren't they in San Francisco?
No, they were not.
Oh, he
She
had
was.
came back.
He was. Yeah, he had came back. He
Oh,
told her
I
he
thought
had the
she went up
job.
there, girl,
No,
and
no,
visit.
no. But she was willing to. She is willing to relocate to be there with him. Like they are moving so fast. I understand you have history, but there's so much going on that went past. I think they should take their time. She should not be ready to just up and jump like I got my man back. We're going to start over in another state. Now, would you? Now, how do you feel about that? Would you?
It
Would
was
you?
too much too fast. Now, mind you, this day and age, people are getting married in 3 months. Like they just meeting somebody and
True.
getting married. There's already 5 years into this relationship. So
But
after
how
five
many
years,
years? But how many
yeah,
years apart?
how many years? 2 years apart, right?
So they've been apart 2 years. They've been doing their thing. They have grown a lot, but so I feel like they kind of need to start over. Like they still have the basis of how they know each other, but I think they could just take it slow. Don't just jump in. Like y'all need to be taking some STD tests because y'all both was killing it.
Ooh.
Like
Right. And we did not ever see Issa and Lawrence pull out a condom ad. It wasn't on the countertop. It was nowhere. Like,
no.
I don't
And
know
he
if
had
anybody
just
was using protection.
a week ago was doing Condolesa.
A week ago. About a week ago.
Yes. So
Right.
it was even I'm telling you, even when I didn't have, when I was younger, I still wasn't that promiscuous to just jump in and out of something. Even if we had space between each other, I was still very cautious. Very cautious.
I
I
can
ain't
see you
seen
moving in, though. I can see you like, yes, we're moving in together, and that's what's up.
absolutely not.
No? And y'all been
No.
together 5 years. You know everything about this man.
And
Man,
we've been apart for 2 years?
I know, but you've been watching him from afar. Mind
No,
you,
no,
they've
no, no,
been seeing
no.
each other at events and
No, no, no,
everything.
no. I couldn't do it.
You
We're
couldn't
not
do it.
going that quickly. No. He's
But you
going to
was
have
the
to
one who
work.
cheated. You should be glad he even talking to you.
It doesn't matter. He's been doing his thing and I've been doing my thing. We should take it easy because I'm a whole new woman now. When you
Yeah,
get back
that's
with me,
true.
I'm a whole new woman.
A
The things
whole
I
new woman.
tolerated from you before, I no longer take.
But what I
So,
didn't like when he was like, see, she didn't really, she did not say it. He made her say it. She said, I mean, I could, and he was like, would you move? Like, she did not say, I can move down here. She was kind of like, and then he said, what about your friends, your job? Because he was like, you can put everything on the line and move here for me. Like, you would relocate?
I granted, like I do feel like that could work. I feel
Okay.
like it could work.
Well, eventually, depending on where the relationship goes, she did say that.
Yeah,
He
I
was
didn't hear her
like,
say that. She was just, yeah, I guess she kind of filled it out. But Issa, as soon as he get there and get an apartment, she is trucking over there because she's like, I don't have no friends now. Basically, I need to get new
he was like,
friends.
I might need to go start over.
But you know what? She still never badmouthed Molly throughout
True.
it all. She never even told Lawrence the details of what happened.
That's true too.
So I appreciate her for just like, I could use some new friends because guess what? We do at times need to start over with our friend circles. Like
That is
sometimes you outgrow some
purge.
people.
Purge.
So it doesn't
Right.
mean you stop loving them. It just means I need to do something different. I can still kick it with you, but and I think that's probably where they're
From
gonna
a
end up being.
distance. Social distance.
Hmm.
Social distance means more than 6 feet apart. It means sometimes we got to distance socially from our friends.
Right. Now let me ask
Think
you this.
about that.
Do you okay, I'm gonna go back to that, but do you think you can handle a long distance relationship?
I've done it a few times, and actually, I think that was the problem with my marriage because we were long distance. And you really don't get to know people long distance if you're just going to events and stuff like that. I got married very young, but had he lived like up the street and we was around each other a lot more, I think that the marriage would have never happened. But
Because
you
you
be
would have
so
known
anxious
everything
when you're
about him.
apart. Distance does make the heart grow fonder. I can tell you that. When people are far apart, you do want to see them worse. You want to see them more. And when you do see them, you just try to suck it all up because you don't know, like they're going to go away again.
But
It's
so
good
isn't
for a
it
relationship to keep it live, but men need someone right there, right there. That's how men
right?
operate.
Right. I agree. But even though distance make the heart grow fonder, I think we get blinded by just the desire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to be there
You
with him and
always
I
want
can't.
what you don't have right in front of you. When it's
Yes.
not right in front of you, you want it more.
Right. So I just feel like because they're coming back to this relationship, they need to get to know each other. Like go back and forth. They already got the foundation, but she don't need to move there. Like,
Issa wants to be.
oh, she wants to be the literal wife.
Yes, literally. She wants
Yes.
to be a wife.
Yes. And it's
Sorry, girl. Oh,
yeah, this episode, man, it just
I
had me
know.
so
Okay,
like
let's fast forward to Molly and Andrew. That part.
didn't I tell you? I told you specifically. I did. I
I
said
told
that.
you.
No, but I said to you that he was actually taking account of everything that happened in the show.
Right.
That way, I mean,
You
with
did
her with the
say he was
friends.
storing it up in his memory every day. You
Yes,
did.
yes.
Yes.
So because he was just taking a calculation of how she's been treating everybody, treating him.
Everybody.
He's just like, you know what, this is the last straw.
Yes.
We have Jacqueline talk, Jazzy talk with Jacqueline on here. She's a woman.
Hey, Jazzy. Is that
She,
Jackie?
Jacqueline, yes, she's a woman of film and entertainment.
Yes, she is. Wait a minute. I think I saw her today. Was she in the car with a man with a baby seat in the back?
No.
Oh, okay. I was looking like, wait a minute, you know me all in everybody's car when I'm driving. Nosy.
No.
She said yes. That was her. No, I'm just like, I
No.
think she was saying yes
Yes,
to being
she's
a
a woman
woman,
of film.
to being a
Yes.
wife.
She is a wife, literally, and a
Girl,
woman of film.
hashtag it. Hashtag woman in film and entertainment. If you a wife, hashtag it.
Yes.
Okay. Going back to Andrew, he was like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Well, at her company event. Now, how many times do you want to bring your mate to a company event just so you can have him there with you? Now, that's not being fair to
I
him at
did that
all.
before. I took this guy. I never had time for him. So I was like, okay, you can come with me to work. Girl.
Yeah, and you had to leave him. I think I remember that.
The
And
first time, one of them came with me to an event. And when the event started, I went to sit with one of my clients' moms. Girl, I forgot he was even there. I was like, oh. So I called him like, where are you? He said, on the freeway, headed home.
yes, and I
He
don't
said, you
blame
left me
him.
for 30 minutes. I totally forgot.
You know what? I remember that situation. I remember that. And you was like, girl,
I
I
cannot
ain't
believe he was
got
on the
time.
freeway.
I would have left you too. Yes.
I
See,
could
but
have left him in the VIP.
but it
Free
doesn't
food,
matter.
free drink, and everybody he could have just mingled with.
Eventually that gets to be tiring because that was your event. He doesn't know
Yeah.
anybody there. He was just he was just there.
He
You
was
know,
the plus one.
and that's
Wait
the
a
way
minute, I
Jesus
did it to another person and he was like this. I was like, oh, you want to go over to, they about to go. He was like, and I'm about to go.
no.
I was like, oh, what happened? You can't do that. You cannot do that. I did it 3 times, 3 strikes, and I said I'm not doing it no more. Unless
Right.
they're a part of everything that's going on.
Right,
Okay,
right.
but wait a minute. Just to show that everything is more important than Andrew, Kelly is blowing up the phone. So
I
in the
don't
middle
first
of
of
an
all,
argument, would you pick up the phone?
I wouldn't have picked up the phone, but if I felt like it was an emergency, like if somebody kept calling me over and over,
She called twice.
well, to me, if my sister called me twice back to back, she must want something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
She was like, Andrew, hold on. Kelly, what? Right. He was like, oh no, she didn't just cut off her argument. See,
but she answered the phone. She answered the phone very stank. Like she had a nasty attitude. So she had her anger picking up the phone. She should have checked that when she pushed talk. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry about it. If I was Kelly, I would have been like, gone, girl.
Oh, yes. I wouldn't have answered. I would have stayed off of that line. I was like, you know what? Clearly, you got something going on. I'm getting up off of here.
You would have hung up the phone?
Yes, don't talk to me like that.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Okay, so.
But let me tell you.
Him on hold and what postpartum. Tiffany. Amanda Seals, aka Tiffany. That's so typical Tiffany. Just drama. So she leaves, gets a room. So her husband was like, I knew she was unhappy. I like how he took responsibility for everything. And how he was worried about her. But I was hoping no other men didn't come out the background. That's what I kept thinking.
Girl, I was so scared. I was scared that somebody was going to come from behind her and, you know, just bust the whole thing. But she truly had postpartum.
I
but
think
if you
the
were,
girls were scared too because they stayed way back. Like,
no, they just was waiting to see. I believe that was a But you know what else too? I do like how Kelly is a rider. You know where
she
she's from,
is.
right?
Oh, she from Philly. That's the Philly girls. They will. A Philly girl either riding with you or they dropping you off and pressing the pedal. It's one or
Hello.
the other. Either you in or you out. But if you got a Philly friend, they are your friend to the end. I
Philly,
used to think
Philly.
the men from Philly were like that until I had a bad experience with a long-term friend. And now I know he is not a ride or dyer. And
But you
yeah,
know what? You know what? Let me say something about that. If we talk about the same friend, now he might have been sketchy towards the end, but he was like he rolled with you for a long
he
time.
rode with me for a long time. You were
Hey,
supposed to
somebody got a
ride with
Range
me
Rover.
until the wheels fell off, not
Wait a
until
minute. Did
somebody did.
somebody not get a Range Rover out this deal?
I paid for that car. It was not free.
You paid little to
Yes, I
nothing.
did. But I did get money back that I didn't deserve at the end of the day. Yeah, you're right.
You
You're right.
you didn't get
But
your
that
worth,
doesn't
but
matter. Non-material things matter when it comes to friendship.
no,
So
I
here's
think
my
it's
thing. You're supposed to ride with me until the wheels fall off, not until somebody goes out to my car, gets a lug thing and takes the wheels off, and that's how the wheels fall off. And it show people pulling the wheels off. But you're supposed to ride with me through thick and thin, like through thick and thin. That was just an example. Nobody literally done that to me because you know I am from South Central LA. So
and you
don't let
know
the women in film and entertainment have fool you. Yeah,
exactly.
Miss
We
never had to fight
guess
alone.
what? Let me tell you something. We are from some rough places.
We are from some rough places. That's
You
why
know,
it's
we
such
are
an
gems.
accomplishment. And then at the
Yeah,
end of the day, we're able to create labels. We're able to
yeah.
have podcasts. We're able to be on live and still have friends because we have been through the rough of it and we know how to survive. We are survivors.
So survivors, exactly. That's the thing. That's the difference
Okay,
of us.
back
We need to get back to the show.
to trifling. Okay, wait a minute. Was Nate even in? Oh, wait a minute. The talk with Nate. Priceless.
So
Nate
Nate
is a
asked her.
ride or dyer. Go ahead. Say what you got to say about
I
Nate
feel
because
like
I'm not hip after
Nate.
that.
No, Nate he's a stand-up guy. Like
Yes.
when he showed her, like I was talking about it earlier today, and I was like, you know what? Issa and Nate could build an empire together.
They really could.
They really could build an empire together because he got that shop. He was like, you know, giving her this little vision, and she has a great vision what to do with
Right.
space. She was taking pictures of it. Now let me tell you this. Now I done flip back to Nate. I feel like she needs to get back to Nate because Lawrence got too much drama going on. He needs to figure out what he gonna do with his.
You
I don't
was
want to.
like, I love them together. I love them.
I
They're so
do.
awesome. And now you're like, no, Lawrence, he just needs to take his baggage and go back to the airport.
I mean, come on now. He does. But how do you feel?
I just kept thinking if she has this baby for the rest of your life, condolences,
Condola.
canola oil, Condoleezza Rice is a part of your life, and the two become three, and they become four. Baby, condo, and them two. So it's
Hmm.
like, are you willing to have this person a part of your life for the next 25 years? Because you got to see her face now all the time.
And you're gonna be mother to this baby when you don't even have any kids. And
Right.
you know, I don't. Now I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but looking at where she's trying to grow from, go to.
Oh, Van said at least they already get along. got along. You see how she was giving Issa all that shade when she knew she talked to Lawrence. Oh, everything changed once she knew her and Lawrence had one conversation.
Well, let me ask this. Do you think Lawrence told Condola that he's back with Issa?
No, I do not.
Exactly. So that
And
is
she
going
would
to
have brought
change
it
the
up.
whole thing. They
But
cut
I
off.
do like how Condola was like, I'm not expecting anything from you. Oh, that's because she don't know about Issa. Once she
Right.
find out about Issa, she
She's going
gonna
to
be
give him
expecting
hell.
everything from him and Issa and just hating on everything. Once they find out it's another woman involved, oh, the whole story changed.
It all backpedals. And guess what? She's going to be like, you know what? We need to raise this baby together. You,
Right. And
she's
I
going to
did.
really give him problems.
What else
But
didn't I like? Something. Oh, I didn't like how Issa said, so is she gonna keep it?
that was real low down. Like, baby, girl, kill your baby.
That
Because,
was so rude. She said, "Is she gonna keep it?"
right.
Like, no, I didn't
And
like that.
I didn't like the part too, where that was real tacky. But when Lawrence, when what's her name? Condola asked Lawrence, told Lawrence, you don't have to be in the baby's life, you know, it's up to you. They cut it off from Lawrence's response. So you didn't see what he said.
Right.
And I wanted to know
No,
what he
the
said.
fact that he was over there, F, 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 I did not do. I thought he was careful. Are you sure it's like
Right. But no, but
that's not a man's response. Even if
I
he
don't feel
felt
like he
like
would turn
that,
his back on her.
he
I
should
don't
have
feel
verbalized it. I don't feel like he's the type of guy to turn his back on her, but I do not like that whole response thing. Been there, done that. And that is just
that's a
not cool.
turn off.
Yeah, it is. It lets you know right there that is not the one. He should have been like, man, I thought we was careful, but hey,
And why didn't
whatever.
she
I'm
tell him
gonna
the
take my
first time?
responsibility. You know, like you didn't plan it, but he shouldn't have expressed his disdain for her pregnancy in front of her. I felt like that was rude.
That was like she didn't make this baby by herself. And she's
Right.
standing there talking to you, letting you know what's going on. And she's actually reading his body language. It's like, he really don't want to be here. I want this baby. Me and my
Right.
ex-husband, it didn't work between us two when we had, you know, maybe she was pregnant before. Who knows? Maybe she had an abortion before. I don't know.
I
Because she said
think
it wasn't
she's
the
just
right
lonely
time.
now. She lonely, and right now it's cool to be single, a single mom having a kid. And if women aren't getting pregnant, they're adopting and everything else. Good stock to her. Now I wouldn't be getting that new job. He needs to be on unemployment until that baby here. No, I'm just playing.
That, that bad advice. No, I don't care where he is. He needs to handle his responsibility, point
Yes.
blank. Although Condola might be able to financially provide for that baby, do
Yeah.
everything for that baby, but how would you feel? Like, that tells me a lot about his character. And if he don't take care of that baby and Issa get with him knowing he got a baby out there, she's just as trashy as he is. But that's so far, who knows how many episodes, how many years
I
we're going to get to see
know.
this, because they be playing around.
I just think that the baby is the deal kill. It's a lot of red flags. First of all, Lawrence moving to San Francisco, red flag. Lawrence accepting the job, red flag. Lawrence getting someone pregnant. That's 3 strikes right there. 3 strikes to you having to put too much effort in it to make it work. Like Andrew said, it shouldn't be this hard. In the beginning, it should just flow like the
Right,
rolling with the homies.
right.
If it's not flowing like that, I think it's too hard.
Right. And you let's go back to Andrew and Molly's when they had that conversation. He
Right.
asked her, when he was telling her how he felt about what's going on between them, she's like, "Oh, you just willing to give up basically the time that they put in there?" So, and he's like, "What are you fighting? You know, what are you fighting for?"
Yeah, he was like,
Because her
basically,
issue,
I felt like he was like, that time was trash.
well, the thing is, she don't want to fail another relationship. Like
Yeah, she said,
she's
neither
been
one of
in.
us have ever made it this far. That should not have been your
You can't
rebuttal,
be
baby.
exactly. That does not mean you stay in something and be unhappy because y'all never made it this far. The only reason why y'all made it that far is because it was more sexual than actually intellectual. But now
Exactly.
he's trying to change it from being just one way, and he's seeing that she's not the one. Yeah,
Right.
you
That's what
can't
I
just
heard.
satisfy
I heard,
somebody.
no, it's not you. And then she tried to be like, oh, okay, I should have went to the basketball game. She
Right.
knows good and well she did not want to go, and she does not regret not going to that basketball game.
Mm-mm.
Now she sounded so desperate. Did she not sound desperate?
She sounds very desperate, but what I want to know is why didn't she tell him that, you know what, I'm going to counseling for issues that I'm dealing with, and I identified that I have something going on, and maybe that would have changed him to say, oh, or maybe that would have sent him a different way. But she said, I'll go to counseling, we could do whatever to make this work. She never said that she was going right now. So I
Because
was
the
like, you,
counseling ain't working. Because
well,
she like, look, if you're going to counseling and this is the attitude that you're having, hey Chris, then if what good is the counseling doing?
right,
She better
right.
not tell him she going to counseling because you already told the counselor to beat it. Basically, I did not feel like she walked away from counseling like, you know what? I got some work to do. I do have some things I need to work on. But when he said that you see a problem, he was like, every time I say something, then you see it as a problem. And she was like, no, no, no. But when he said, Molly, is this what you really want? She was like, well, she was not like, yes,
She
I
was,
definitely want. I felt
if
hesitation right there.
it was hesitation. Like if you ask me if I want to be in something, there's no question if there's something I truly want to do. I would not have to think about it. I would not be mumbling. She's an
Yeah.
attorney. She would not be mumbling, you know.
Right.
And she never said
Right.
yes. She was just like, and I was
Yeah,
like, what in the
she be
world?
like, Issa, why when they get a serious question thrown at them, do you know they don't really answer the question?
Yeah, I'm
Both of them
noticing
have that
that.
same habit. I don't like
I,
that.
I think, well, Issa case is she makes a joke out of everything. Like everything starts off with a joke when it's a serious situation. So when Lawrence approached her in the when they was in the little market, like the farmers market type
Right.
place, to me that could have been like a serious conversation, and she changed it into something. Hey, Cassie, she changed it into something like real playful a little bit, and then they got back
Right.
serious. And then even when he came to her house to talk about Condola.
Right. Girl, what did you think he was going to say when he
Oh, I knew
said
something was
he
wrong.
came
The,
over last night and she wanted to talk? I thought he was going to say that they ended up sleeping together. Because the way he was saying it, like, she came by the house, like, I just want to confess what happened.
mm-hmm.
I did not see the whole, she was going to say she was pregnant coming. I didn't. I don't know why. I was so blindsided. I was
Well, this
actually hurt. I was very hurt.
I was hurt too.
See,
I
neither did
think
Ben.
I think it was more like the game. You remember the show
Yes.
The Game? It took me back to that, and I hope they
Yes,
put a
Jay
different
Ellis.
spin on this. Um, I hope they put a different spin on it so we don't feel like we have another duplicate of a show.
Right. Because I'm like, I got the whole new script for next season.
That may be a different
That they come
dynamic.
back. Condola got the big stomach. She is about to, they in the delivery room. Like, they just come right back with Condola delivering the baby. And Issa, like, he's like, oh, I got to go to the hospital. That's Condola. You know what I mean? She going to
Right.
come back, right? Back with her, boom. First of all, her role was cool, but I don't know. I guess they want to bring her back. I feel like because everybody was making jokes. Like her name got a lot of stuff on Twitter. She was really trending because they were calling her Condolesa
Right.
rice. They were calling her canola oil. I hadn't heard that one before. They were calling her a lot of stuff. And if you watch Yvonne Orji and Issa Rae, did you watch their live together? Where
The
they
last
talked
one, I
about
watched some of it.
yeah, they talked about what they would do in in cases like what happened at the party, if that was
Right,
the time and
right.
place. They went over a lot of stuff, but I think they liked the audience reaction and the people to Condola because she did bring a different type of energy.
She did. She really did. And Chanel has said they're scared to be vulnerable. So I
They're
do think
scared.
that's the case with Issa, instead of showing her emotions, because I tend to be like that. But
Right.
there's a time to flip it, like it's to protect yourself.
Not Condola virus. That's a good one. Yeah, that's true. She's trying to. She does do that. She does. Cause she even did it with Nate. When she said, if it's too much for you to handle, I didn't like how she brought it up again. Like, I am with Lauren. Girl, stop blaming that man who did knock somebody else up. Stop blaming him. Don't even say his name no more. I think Lawrence needs to get his job, get situated in San Francisco, get his life together, figure out how he gonna take care of that baby, and get it right.
Because guess what? I do feel like now, if Issa was to say, you know what, no, we can't go any further. I don't want to be with you. You got this baby. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to go be in a relationship with Condola.
Out of obligation.
Out of just because,
Why
yes.
do men do that? White men do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Some men run and some men feel like, and I think because Lawrence is the type of man who just gotta have somebody. Sometimes some men just gotta be with somebody, and if you can't be with that person, then you go crawling back to the scum that you was with before.
Well, he's going to
Well,
say,
not always scum, but
right. He's going to say, because I think he's in a position with two decent women. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Condola got her stuff together. Issa is standing on her feet like, I am proud of her, who she has
right,
become. And he see that too, like, oh, shucks, she
right.
is doing it. So he
But
has
this
two
bitch
good
could
women.
really thrive in San Francisco in
Who
Oakland.
could?
She could
Who?
have one of those events
It's
in
not even
Oakland
about that.
and take it city to city.
It's
She
not
can
even
be her
about
own
that.
woman.
Nate has the space. He has the patience, and he's so honest.
He's
I,
so honest.
I,
Wait a minute. B. Simone was talking about she can't be with a man who has a 9 to 5. Lawrence is running up to his 9 to 5 instead of being creative and trying to do his own thing. He worried about that 9 to 5. Issa, I get it because 9 to 5 men like sometimes that's your mentality because you like a routine. Go to work, get off at a certain time, be done, come home, watch TV, hang out with the homies. Issa is trying to build an empire. Nate is trying to build an empire. They're trying to make a statement in the world, especially Nate. So sometimes like-minded can build each other up. Like Lawrence is not going to understand why Issa wants to do this, do that. And the thing is, because Lawrence did not carry his trifling behind to her event, the first one, he's not a supporter. Oh yeah, I heard about it. He could have just went.
I don't feel like that has, again, I stand on, has nothing to do with 9 to 5. Because if you communicate and you're trying to do this together, it's going to work. I have seen it happen before. But it's the person you're with in communication. If you see you
True.
got a man, if you have a man who's not going to support you and you're trying to build something, then you're not with the right person.
Right.
But don't
But that's
say,
what I'm saying.
don't discredit don't discredit the working man, because guess what? He is feeding her ass while she's out there scurrying trying to get her grind together.
No,
So
I'm saying, how did Lawrence help the block party?
he
How
could.
did he
He
contribute?
could. He didn't because he wasn't involved. But if they communicate about what they got going on, let's just say me and my husband, I got this project in my mind that's something I want to do. Granted, it has nothing to do with him, but I'm talking to him about whatever it is that I want to achieve. Guess what? He figures it out and try to help me get it done.
Right.
So it's all about communication.
But he's giving you advice. He's giving you support.
It's communication.
I did not see Lawrence doing that. He's not a communicator. Like, he was like, oh yeah, I heard about it. I saw some posts online.
They wasn't together.
He didn't retweet it. He didn't repost it on Instagram.
They was not together. You cannot.
She is
No.
a person he knows that he wants to see her be successful. successful.
Listen, he was.
I have broken up with men, and they have still supported me online. I
right.
still see them support me. They still drop me a message. What you need? How can I help? And they still like. How can
That's a different type of man. Okay.
Exactly. Lawrence
But
is not that type of man.
I don't know. Lawrence has not been standing on his own. Like, he's just floating. So I'm just saying, if it was a different man, he probably would have retweeted or tweeted or whatever. But he was so scared because Condola knew Issa and they working together. So it was like a weird thing for him. It was a weird thing for him. And Condola probably already was like, you couldn't go to the thing because who knows? But at the end of the
Nate would have
day,
been there. Nate went, and if Nate was in a relationship, I can still see Nate going to support.
yeah, I think he's just a different type of man. But at the end of the day,
that's the type of man she needs. Not one that's been running around just knocking up everybody. Look,
literally.
Now he just got to figure out his situation. This is not the time.
Yes, he was trying to figure out his Condola situation. I exactly agree with Shanette.
Yeah, Shanette is exactly right. She might be the winner of our contest. We are having a contest. I'm giving away a shirt or a hat to whoever participates the most and has the most comments, because we know that even if you are not a wife, a real wife, that you are supporting the cause. So as long as you support the cause, that's all we care about.
Exactly. Thank you for your support.
Yes. And back to trashing Condola. First of all, she shouldn't even say nothing to Lawrence for a long time. She should wait until she get out of her first trimester and see that it's really happening. And then she should have said something.
The barbershop was closed on Sunday.
What does that have to do with anything?
He thought.
What happened?
Go ahead.
That's why Lawrence didn't go?
Yeah.
Haircut?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, you are not going to win a t-shirt with comments like that. It's out of the blue, random stuff that we don't even understand. No, not happening.
Explain yourself, please.
Okay. So how you going to start an argument, leave and go help your friend, and then come back and be like, back to what we was talking about?
That's the attorney in her. Like, we're going to discuss this when I get ready to discuss this, because I'm asking the questions. I need to figure out what's going on right now.
Right. Because if all of them went to look for Kelly, I would have been like, just call me when y'all, just call me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like, I don't know if I would have just dropped and ran over there. If I'm in a discussion about my life, Kelly got her man, not Kelly, Tiffany. Tiffany had her man, Kelly, Issa. That's enough people to be looking for her.
And her mother was there, and another person was there.
His sister was there too. So they were
yeah,
there,
but as a friend, I would expect everybody to drop what they're doing to come look for me. Like, that was just her being a friend. Okay. But
I should have went with her. Andrew should have been like, I'll drive you over there. Let me drive you.
Who knows if she even told Andrew? Because she was so heated.
About. She just probably was like, oh, okay, hold that argument.
We're going to talk when I get back and get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said she was confused about why they did go and look for her. They were like, we are finding her. Because her husband was having a fit. He just was like, where is my wife? I guess he didn't want her to like kill herself. I don't think she would have killed herself. But
you see how they are tackling this season serious issues that's in our community.
Yeah.
Postpartum is something that we typically do not speak of ever. Right. We kind of we are embarrassed about postpartum. Most women are. We don't want to say that we're going through something, and
mental illness is real.
Mental health is. Yeah, and mental health.
Men at large, I think sometimes that just has bipolar moments. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But no, mental illness is real, and it's good they're bringing it up to let younger people are handling mental illness very differently. It is a lot of suicides going on. The writer, Jazz, I can't think of her. Jasper. I can't think of her Instagram name, but she was a writer for This Is Us, and she committed suicide.
Hmm.
She just could not handle the whole thing. If you read her tweets and her posts
Her
about
tweets were
being
getting deep.
quarantined,
Hmm.
and some people just cannot handle being alone. Some people cannot handle being by themselves. I attribute my thing of being by myself, alone and not lonely, to being an only child. You know, when you're an only child,
You know
like
how to
you learn
cope.
to have dolls, make toys, talk to yourself. You know, like I don't know. I can It's so much social media. Sometimes I feel like I don't need people because I can just hop on social media and start a convo and everybody can jump in and then I'm good. I'm satisfied.
Well, I feel like too, people who have like dealing with mental illness, social media is not a good thing for them. Like it brings them, makes them more depressed. Like right now, we have the things going on. You kind of looking at that, that's saddening you. You got COVID, that's saddening you.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot. Like you carrying the weight of the world on you, and you don't have no outlet.
And
So you
some
have to put
people,
yourself in
you
good
think everybody
around good
on
people.
social media is living their best life
And they're
and they're
not.
not.
And they're not. And I can't equate that maybe for her because she could be living her best life,
Right.
but she's probably just had, the coping skills was just
Right.
not there. And
Yeah.
I don't know, their
I
mind
felt really
battling it.
bad because for someone who has achieved so much as far as writing and This Is Us is a huge show on a major
But they're not
network.
exempt.
So just
They're
being
not
a
ex
part of it, you would think like, but sometimes people are naturally talented and those type of things, even though they get in those great situations that we think, oh, it's an honor. Why would she do that? To her, it could just be another day at the office, like,
right.
or she could be like, they don't even care about me, or they're shooting down on my ideas. You never know. Like they say, check on your strong friend.
Right, right.
Today I realized I haven't watched the news in 3 whole days because I've
Good.
been busy. But I found that when you obsessed with the news and then you just watching it every day, and you like, man, because every corner somebody is doing domestic violence, somebody is
Yeah.
shooting somebody, and
The
besides the
cops is
protesting,
killing one of us. It's just back to back, all this stuff we watching, constantly putting it in our brain. I had to actually disconnect from social media for a little while just to say,
yeah,
and I choose what I want to see now. Like if I
yeah,
do go to Facebook, I'm just looking at certain people things, but Facebook is not good for me. Instagram is getting a lot busy when it comes to the police, Black Lives Matters.
bro. And
So they
Twitter is
showing.
off the chain. My
Yeah,
Twitter is like a whole new world. Like I
right.
don't know. Yeah, maybe that was the problem too. I don't know. I don't even know the remedy. I just can't imagine. I can imagine being in that place, in the sunken place. But like I told somebody, I'm like, if I didn't have the relationship with Almighty and
Hmm.
Jesus in my life, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably be jumping off the top of my roof myself. But you really have to form a relationship with a higher being just to get inspired and stay sane. You have
Hmm.
to have someone to pray to and have hope, and that really, really helps. People won't realize the
Right.
president, Joe Biden, now they're like, oh, he's racist. Oh, Trump is this.
These
Like,
people
you
can't
just
save
don't
you.
know. Like, you like, what
Right.
decisions do I make? Who do it's
Right.
everything is thrown at you. And then you get a curveball like, oh, that person is not great. Oh, that person is great. Like, you like,
Hmm.
God is great. God is good. Like they say all the time.
All the time.
All the time. And that's just really have to be the bottom line. Honestly.
Right. I
It
just feel
sounds
bad.
old
You hear
fashioned,
about these things.
but it's real.
Right.
So what do you
Now,
think Issa should do?
I think Issa should move on with her life. I
You
really
do?
do. Um, I don't think she's able to handle being a stepmom. I
Okay.
don't think she's able to handle him being around her. She's not going to trust him because they
Right.
had this relationship. And I think she just needs to get herself together. Like, go talk to her mother because her mother, again, sets her
Oh.
up for greatness and
Wait a
tell
minute.
her
She didn't
mother,
even tell her mom they got back together, huh?
mm-mm.
Yeah, she needs to go back to her mom.
She needs to go to her mother and tell her like everything. That's who she needs to talk to. But that Ethiopian restaurant that they went to, remember that's the one that Issa went to before and saw Molly sitting at the bar and turned
Yes.
around and come to find out Molly had seen her.
Right. Now who was in the booth? I'm glad you could show up. I'm glad you made it. I told you that when Andrew came to his senses, that Molly was going to go crawling back to Issa.
Yep.
Did I not say that?
Yep. We talked about that. And I knew that was going to be the case because I agree. When something ain't going right, guess what you call? Who you calling?
You going to call your real friend that know you.
The real friend that know you, who's not going to judge you or whatever, but you've been sitting back there judging her the whole time, saying how you not going to help XYZ or whatever. But now you got to humble yourself. Now, I bet you she tell Issa, she could be so honest with Issa. She going to tell, I've been going to a counselor.
Right.
I did this to Andrew brother. I did this to Andrew. I've been saying that, like, she's going to break down everything to Issa that she should have said.
Forever. It's going to take forever for us to know what the conversation was about.
It
you know
is.
What? Me and you should go to a restaurant and reenact the scene. And I be Molly.
I could definitely be Issa because that quirk she has.
And film it. And
I'm glad you came. Look, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you invited me here.
No, we need to go to a restaurant and do the whole thing.
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yes, we're gonna do it. We definitely gonna do it.
So
we need to know what scenario. Maybe we'll do like 3 different
scenarios. 2 different, like which way it could go. A, B, or C.
But be like, oh, really? I got my own problems right now. And then
she's going to tell her.
You got your problems going on, and my problems just don't matter.
It could go that way, because could you imagine?
I don't know which way it's going to go. I just don't know.
Joe, can you imagine how Molly is going to look at her when she says that Lawrence got a girl pregnant, but I'm still with him?
Judge, let the court rulings begin.
Yeah, because you know she's going to say, she's going to be like, what? Or, I hope this is just a good experience, because they are good friends. They are very good friends. I hope that sit down really brings them back together because, again, time apart sometimes, you working things back to where your foundation is, and their foundation is with each other.
But wait a minute. Oh, just a week ago, their friendship had ran its course.
Yeah. It has. But sometimes you can step aside. No. This whole show is a big old, I'm going to say this and take it back, because it always have you feeling different ways. Like, at that moment, she needed to step. She did the right thing last episode. This moment, she wanted to talk. She did it. But I saw when they was looking for Tiffany and they was at the movie theater.
Right.
And Issa said to Molly, do we go to the bar upstairs? And Molly was like, we should split up. Like, that was your time to walk with this girl and talk with this girl and try to look for your girlfriend. Like, why couldn't y'all be together? So Issa felt that. That.
She was like, oh, okay, you're right.
You're right. And she just walked off. And Molly was like, what's the problem? She felt it. Molly don't understand the things she do, like, causes a bad.
She knew what Molly wants to do. It's all about Molly. It's all about her. It's not about nobody else. She will never be one of these, but she is one of these. In real life, she just won't be one. She can wear the hat, though. Maybe we should send Molly a hat. Because she's truly been entertainment for us.
She has.
Okay.
I was watching an interview with Issa and Molly. Oh, I'm saying this. Issa and Yvonne. And Issa was like, I was getting mad at the things they were saying about Molly. Like, that's her girl. So she's like, people are taking this way too personal.
Like, wait a minute, y'all. They was like, are they being too cruel?
They are.
It was going in on her. They were.
But that just tells you that the show is so good. But the guy who produced this episode,
Prentice.
yes, he did good. Now,
Is
Carrie,
that the one I interviewed? I interviewed one of the, I don't know if it was the showrunner or what. I gotta go back and look. Because one
but
of them
if
I did interview.
Carrie did last episode, Carrie Washington.
Yes.
So
Right.
if you pay attention to, okay, if you go to the arts walk that Issa and Lawrence was, and it was like a frame of them. One was in one color and the other was in another color. It was like some lights, and they were standing there talking to each other.
Yeah.
That frame was like perfect. But then if you look at Princess, this time he had something similar. When Nate was in showing Issa the back room, like what she can do in this area. So I don't know if you paid attention, but it was like so calming to see this little frame of a scene there when they were talking to each other. Nate was in one mirror and you see his side profile, and Issa was facing him in another mirror. And it's just like a perfect scene, like a calming picture. It was
Maybe
picture
they're
perfect.
making that a thing.
And that's like, yeah, it's like a block. It's a block with a person there.
Blocking. No, it's called blocking.
Oh, it is?
They say block the shot. Yeah.
Okay.
See it are blocking, and then you block the shot. Like you have two stand-ins, like so you can see it in the light exactly how you frame it. So it's actually called blocking.
Oh, okay. It is great. And I felt like when it was at the perfect time, when he captured that moment, that's what made me was like, I need Nate back in the scene. I need Nate back.
You almost want to just push them together in the scene. Like, somebody walk by and elbow him and make them kiss, or her fall in his arms and her realize, oh, this is where I belong. You know, she does not trust herself though.
She don't trust herself with him.
Keep being like, you know, because she looking at Nate like, snap.
He's got his stuff together.
Snap. She like, oh, okay. This space is gonna be perfect. It did look like something. He was like, well, you know, we got a lot of work to do, but she knows she could turn it out and make it nice.
Right. And I think that Nate will let her do what she want to do. Yeah. He will support her. Like, I could just see him saying
what she need, or he'll go find the people to get what she need. He will.
Right. Right. So
you know, the fact that he was a bigger man and apologized about what he said about Lawrence, and he admitted his feelings, like, I didn't think it was going to affect me like it did, but it actually hurt me more than I thought it was. That's some real man stuff right there.
Yeah, so I do feel like Issa is going to be upset. This is my take of it. She's upset about Lawrence getting this girl. That's a lot to handle.
That is a lot. That's a big pill to swallow.
So, she's going to talk to, she's going to talk to Molly. She's probably going to tell her whatever, but she's going to start looking at Nate differently. Nate is going to be in more scenes next season involved. I just think they'll be good together. Like, both of them were, I like Lawrence for so many reasons, because I loved them together before, but this changes.
Now we just looking at Lawrence like, you baggage claim.
Yeah. Go ahead and be with Condola. Now I just want him to be with Condola and they raise that baby.
Be with her. She needs to struggle. She needs to struggle. She needs to show the struggles of a single mom and dealing with some mess. And
no, she's not going to have the same struggle that the typical baby mother would have. That girl is not. She will be handling like a pro. She's financially safe. Like,
even I wasn't financially like there, but I felt like I just took it in stride when I had my first child. Like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna have to do. I was back at work. This is the schedule. And life kept moving.
Right. Right. I think Condola would do the same.
Yeah.
She could do the same, but Lawrence, I feel like Lawrence got it.
We did. Her family. I was going to say I didn't see her support team, but when she had Thanksgiving, there's the team right there. There's the baby team. She good.
Yeah.
Lawrence the only one that barely got a support team because his friends are Issa's friends. And they all are kind of side-eyeing the situation. So I
No,
think her
I
friends
don't
is
think
all
nobody
towards
was
her.
side-eyeing the situation but Molly. Kelly, when it was all at the baby shop, over Tiffany
Oh,
house
right,
helping her with
right.
the baby, nobody even cared that Issa was talking to Lawrence.
And Molly was
Only
all out the window,
Molly.
like,
She was upset.
she
Well,
was upset.
too,
She got
yeah,
too
she was
much to
upset.
complain about.
She was upset, one, because she know that he's talking to Condola,
Right.
and she already had an attitude with Issa for everything else. So everything was she was just mad about it. So if she hear that Lawrence got this girl pregnant, she's gonna be like on 10. She's gonna be
Yeah, because she
pissed.
gonna want Issa to be single like her. I think that I'm glad that Andrew told her instead of just going out cheating and letting her find out. Because Molly is the type of woman that you just go and they just bust you on cheaters or something because you don't want to hear her mouth. You don't want to hear her mouth when y'all break up, so she just gotta bring out the cheaters camera crew.
I wanted so much for them, but I knew it wasn't gonna work. I
You
knew
did?
Andrew was not gonna take that.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
come
He did. He
between
did.
you don't come between a person and their family when you're
That
trying
was
to
the
get to
last
know
straw
them.
right there.
Right.
That was the last straw.
And
Oh
he's
my
been
god.
ready to go. He's been ready. And he's just been like, I sense that he was just like, I'm just tolerating
You
her.
said it. He was like, I've been thinking about this a long time.
Yes. He's like, I just
I
been
think
having
he thought
sex
about it
with
when he went to that basketball game by himself. Like,
Oh
he
yeah,
saw his
he
girl. He was
did.
like, really? She not coming? Yeah,
Yes.
she tripping.
So I wonder did she tell him that she sent the text message to Issa by mistake? Because that was another one. He was gonna be like, you did what?
Oh yeah. Cause she just ran out. They didn't even address that part.
No,
See
no.
what I'm talking about?
It's a lot of it's too many. And see, this is why they need an hour because they need to fill that in. Like we need to know what happened
Right.
from when she sent
Well,
that
they
text
looking at their
message.
production budget like, they 30 minutes. Because they would have to
Well,
double the production money.
this
But
show is
HBO
doing
should
very
pay it.
well.
HBO. Listen, hear me out, HBO. Give Issa the money that she needs for production. You would give it to anybody else. We got 1 minute 58 seconds, which means we have 1 minute. HBO, thank you for season 10. But give them more money so we can have an hour. That's
That
all
was
we ask.
season 4, episode 10.
Oh yeah. I'm tripping.
Okay, that's
So
okay.
this will be season 5. Give them a season 5. Give them 1
And
hour.
give
Give them the
them a
money.
bigger budget.
You would give it to 50 Cent. Stars did. You would give it to 50 Cent. So give them
Right.
the money. Give
Give them the
her that
money.
money. Unless they gave it to her and she spent it on trying to do something else.
We don't know.
Issa, you got some explaining to do. All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. REEL, Wife, Women in Film and Entertainment Convos. We're going to have interviews coming next. Sometimes Tiki Meeko will do it, Tiki Meeko, and sometimes I will do it. Or we will do it together when we figure out how to get our Facebook right. On Facebook, you can have 3 people. I'm
Right.
going to find out from my girl Ramona DeBro how you do that. She
Okay.
said it's easy. All right,
Okay.
you guys, signing out.
Women in film and entertainment.
Bye.
Hang this thing up.